Finally awake, Mrs. Kang?
A woman's voice echoes from the shadows. Amara's blood freezes. Her head throbbed like someone had taken a hammer to her skull. Blood trickled down her temple, warm and sticky. She tried to move her hands and felt rough rope cutting into her wrists, binding them to a metal chair. A figure steps into the light. Korean woman. Beautiful. Cold. Wearing all black. A scar runs down her left cheek. Who are you? Amara's voice cracks. The woman smiles, but it doesn't reach her eyes. I'm the real Mrs. Kang. The one your husband killed. If you're just joining us, this is part 2. Watch part 1 first or you'll be completely lost. The link is in the description, go watch it now. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what happens next. Now let's see if Amara can survive the woman who should be dead. Amara shakes her head. Minjun's wife died 5 years ago. Car bomb. He mourned you. He mourned a lie. Hygiene circles her slowly. I didn't die. I was reborn. Remade. While my loving husband built his empire on my grave, I was being pieced back together in a hospital in Shanghai. Burned. Broken. Forgotten. She leans close, her scarred face inches from Amara's. Do you know what it's like to wake up and discover your husband never came looking for you? That he just moved on? Found a new woman to warm his bed? Amara's heart pounded so hard she thought it might burst through her chest. This woman was broken. Dangerous and completely unpredictable. What do you want from me? Hygiene straightened, her expression shifting from fury to ice. I want him to feel what I felt. I want him to lose everything he loves. And right now, she stroked Amara's cheek with cold fingers, almost gentle, almost loving. He loves you. Hygiene, I'm sorry for what happened to you. But hurting me won't undo your suffering. No. Hygiene smiled coldly. But it will create his. She walked toward the door, pausing with her hand on the handle. Get comfortable, Mrs. Kang. Your husband will come for you soon. And when he does, I'll make him watch you die. The door slammed shut. The echo rang through the empty warehouse like a death knell. Amara sat in the silence, her mind racing. She wasn't going to wait here to die. She wasn't going to be bait in someone else's revenge plot. Her eyes scanned the room desperately, searching for anything she could use. There. Near her feet. A broken pipe, rusted and sharp at one end. If she could just reach it. Across Seoul, Kang Minjun's penthouse had transformed into a war room. Screens covered every surface, displaying CCTV footage, satellite maps, data streams from every contact in the underworld. Armed men filled the space. Hackers typed frantically at laptops. Phones rang constantly. But Minjun heard none of it. He stood at the center of the chaos, his eyes fixed on a single photograph on his phone. Amara. Bloodied. Beaten. Lying on a concrete floor. The message beneath it burned in his mind. Miss me? HJ. HJ Hygiene. His dead wife. Except she wasn't dead. Boss. Park Junho approached carefully, his voice measured. We've traced the van to the industrial district. 3 possible locations, but if we move too fast, we'll expose our operations. Minjun grabbed Junho by the collar and slammed him against the wall. The crack of impact silenced the entire room. I don't care about operations. Minjun's voice was barely human. I don't care about exposure. I don't care if I burn this entire city to ashes. His eyes were wild, unhinged. Find my wife. He released Junho, who straightened his collar with practiced calm. Too calm, perhaps. But Minjun was too consumed by rage to notice. Miss Shin approached with a tablet, her face grave. Sir, there's something else. The phone signal, we traced it to a property owned by Kang Enterprises. Minjun froze. That's impossible. I own Kang Enterprises. You do. But this specific property, she showed him the screen. It was transferred to your sister's name 3 months ago. The floor dropped beneath him. Yuri. His own sister. Working with his dead wife. Get me Yuri, Minjun commanded, his voice deadly quiet. Now. But what Minjun didn't realize was that Yuri was just a pawn. The real traitor was standing in this very room, watching his every move, reporting to a man who'd waited 30 years for this moment. 20 minutes later, Minjun stormed into Yuri's office with armed men at his back. His sister sat behind her glass desk, perfectly composed, coffee in hand. Brother. She took a delicate sip. You look awful. Where is she? Minjun barked angrily. Who? Your little blogger? Yuri's smile was ice. I have no idea. Minjun slammed his hands on her desk, sending her coffee cup crashing to the floor. The warehouse is registered to you. Don't play games with me, Yuri. For a long moment, they stared at each other. Then Yuri's mask cracked. Fine. Yes, I helped hygiene. She stood, matching his fury. I gave her resources and locations. Because someone had to make you pay for what you've done to this family. What I've done? I built this family. You destroyed it. Yuri's composure shattered completely. After hygiene died, you became a ghost. Cold. Obsessed. You let father's business suffer while you hunted shadows. The stress killed him, Minjun. You killed him. The accusation hit like a bullet. Minjun's jaw clenched so tight he thought his teeth might crack. And now, Yuri continued, voice trembling with rage, you bring some random Nigerian woman into our family like she could ever replace what you lost? It's an insult to everything we built. Where is the warehouse? Yuri laughed bitterly. You think I know? Hygiene used me. Got what she needed and vanished. Her voice dropped. But I'll tell you this, she's not working alone. Someone bigger is pulling her strings. Someone from father's past. Who? Yuri shook her head. Find hygiene. She'll lead you to the real enemy. Minjun turned and walked out without another word. But Yuri's warning echoed in his mind. Someone from his father's past. A ghost he didn't even know existed. And that ghost had Amara. Back in the warehouse, Amara had been working the broken pipe against her ropes for what felt like hours. Her wrists were raw, bleeding, the fibers stained crimson. But she didn't stop. Finally, the rope gave. Her hands were free. She sat frozen for a heartbeat, hardly daring to breathe. No guards came. No alarm sounded. Maybe they'd underestimated her. Maybe they thought a blogger couldn't possibly escape. Their mistake. Amara crept through the warehouse, staying in shadows, her heart hammering. The building was a maze of corridors and rusted machinery. Every sound made her flinch. Every shadow seemed to move. She found a window. Broken, dirty, but big enough. Freedom was inches away. She was halfway through when a hand grabbed her hair and yanked her backward. Hygiene. Eyes wild with fury. Trying to leave? She threw Amara to the ground. I'm not finished with you. Amara didn't think. She grabbed the broken pipe she'd hidden and swung. It connected with Hygiene's shoulder. The woman screamed. They fought. Brutal. Desperate. Amara threw punches, kicks, everything she had. Years of surviving poverty in Lagos, fighting for every opportunity, she was tougher than she looked. But Hygiene had training. MAFIA training. The fight ended with Amara pinned, Hygiene's hands around her throat, squeezing. You think you can beat me? Hygiene hissed. I've survived worse than you can imagine. Amara's vision was going dark, spots dancing before her eyes. Her fingers scrabbled against the concrete floor, desperate, searching. Glass. A shard of broken glass. She grabbed it, slashed blindly at Hygiene's arm. The woman screamed, released her grip. Amara gasped for air and ran. This time, she made it to a door. Burst through into a hallway. Found stairs. Her lungs burned, her legs trembled, but she didn't stop. She was almost to the ground floor when she ran straight into a wall of armed men. Not Hygiene's men. These were different. Better equipped. More professional. An old Korean man in an expensive suit stepped forward from among them. His face was calm, elegant, terrifying in its composure. He looked at Amara like she was an insect. Interesting, but ultimately insignificant. Miss Okonkwo. His English was perfect, cultured. I've heard so much about you. Please, he gestured toward a door behind him. Join me for dinner. We have much to discuss. Amara had escaped one monster only to be caught by another. And something told her this one was far more dangerous. The dining room was absurd. Crystal chandeliers. White tablecloths. Fine china. All inside an abandoned warehouse. The elder, as his men called him, sat across from Amara, calmly cutting into a steak. You must be confused, he said pleasantly. Allow me to explain. Amara's hands were bound in front of her now, but she'd been given food and water. Her wounds had been bandaged. It was almost civilized, which made it more terrifying. 30 years ago, Minjun's father and I built an empire together, the elder continued. Then he betrayed me. Stole everything. Left me with nothing. He took a bite, chewed thoughtfully. I spent decades rebuilding. Waiting. When Hygiene survived that car bomb, I saw my opportunity. You saved her. I saved her. Healed her. Shaped her into a weapon. His eyes gleamed. She wanted revenge on her husband. I wanted revenge on his father's legacy. Our interests aligned perfectly. What do you want with me? You? He laughed softly. Your leverage. Minjun will come for you. When he does, I'll take everything, his empire, his power, his life. Just as his father took everything from me. He'll kill you. He'll try. The elder slid a folder across the table. But I have something he doesn't. Amara opened it with bound hands. Financial records. Documents. Evidence. Proof that Minjun's entire empire was built on blood money his father stole from me. If this goes public, he loses everything. Every legitimate business. Every government contract. Everything. Amara's heart sank. Even if Minjun rescued her, he could still lose his empire. She made a desperate gamble. What if I help you? The elder's eyebrows rose. Excuse me? I'm a blogger. I have influence. Followers. She forced her voice steady. If you want to destroy Minjun publicly, you need someone people trust. Let me go, and I'll tell your side. Make you the hero. The elder studied her for a long moment. Then smiled. Clever girl. You're buying time. I'm surviving. Yes. That's exactly why he loves you. He stood. I'll consider your offer. Enjoy your meal. It may be your last. He left. Amara exhaled shakily. She'd bought herself time. But how much? Back at the penthouse, Minjun was reviewing evidence with Miss Shin when something caught his eye. How did Hygiene know Amara's schedule? He muttered. Her exact location? Miss Shin hesitated. Only 3 people had that information. Myself, Junho, and your security team. Minjun pulled up footage from the kidnapping day. Scrubbed through frame by frame. There. A figure on a phone. Seconds before the van arrived. He zoomed in. Park Junho. His most trusted man. Making a call. Looking directly at Amara. Then walking away. The world shattered. Get him, Minjun said quietly. Bring him to me alive. 20 minutes later, Junho was on his knees in the basement, surrounded by guns. Why? Minjun's voice was barely audible. I treated you like family. Junho spat blood. Family? You treated me like a dog. For 10 years I watched you hoard power while the rest of us got scraps. I trusted you. That was your mistake. Junho's eyes gleamed with defiance. The elder promised me what you never did. Respect. Power. A seat at the table. Minjun's blood ran cold. The elder? Kwon Sung-jae. Your father's old partner. The one he betrayed 30 years ago. Junho grinned. He's been planning this for decades. Hygiene is just the bait. You're the real target. Minjun grabbed Junho's jaw, forcing eye contact. Where is the elder? Kill me and you'll never find her in time. Minjun nodded to his men. A car battery was wheeled in. I've done things you can't imagine to protect what's mine, Minjun said softly. Don't test me. 10 minutes of screaming later, Junho broke. The old Kong Industries warehouse. Incheon docks. How many men? 30. Maybe more. Junho slumped forward. He's expecting you. Minjun stood. Mobilize everyone. We move in 1 hour. He walked toward the door, then paused. Kill him. The gunshot echoed as he left. Minjun's heart broke a little. He just killed his best friend, all because of a woman. How many more would he kill to keep Amara safe? Are you Team Minjun or do you think he's walking into a trap? Smash that like button and drop a comment. We're about to see if his rescue mission saves Amara or destroys them both. In the warehouse, Hygiene sat alone in her room, nursing her wounded arm. She stared at an old photo, her and Minjun on their wedding day. Young. Happy. Before everything went wrong. A knock. The elder entered. The trap is set. Minjun will come tonight. Hygiene nodded. Good. The elder studied her. You hesitate. Why? I don't hesitate. You fought the girl. You could have killed her. He sat beside her. Do you still love him? Hygiene's jaw tightened. I hate him. Hate and love are two sides of the same coin. He took the photo from her hands. When this is over, he'll be dead. Are you ready? Silence stretched between them. I'll pull the trigger myself, Hygiene finally said. The elder smiled and left. Alone again, Hygiene's mask cracked. A single tear slid down her scarred cheek. She opened a locket around her neck. Inside, a tiny photo of Minjun, young and smiling. The man she'd loved. The man she was about to kill. But somewhere deep inside, a voice whispered, could she really do it? Midnight arrived like a death sentence. Minjun stood outside the warehouse with 50 armed men. Black vehicles. Military precision. The docks were silent except for water lapping against concrete. He spoke into his earpiece. Team Alpha, West Entrance. Team Beta, East. Team Gamma, with me through the front. One of his captains protested. Sir, the front is where they'll be strongest. I know. I want them focused on me. Minjun loaded his gun. Whatever happens, get Amara out. That's the only objective. The assault began. Gunfire erupted. Minjun's men breached the warehouse. Bodies fell on both sides. Minjun fought through the chaos, a man possessed. A bullet grazed his shoulder. He didn't stop. Another caught his cheek. He kept moving. Inside the warehouse, Amara heard the gunfire. Her heart soared. He came. The elder's men burst into the dining room. Move. We're evacuating. They grabbed her roughly. Started dragging her toward a back exit. Amara struggled, screamed. MNJUN. Somewhere in the chaos, he heard her. Amara. Their voices found each other through the gunfire. But between them stood 30 armed men. And Hygiene, gun raised, blocking his path. Hello, husband. Her voice trembled. It's been a long time. Minjun skidded to a halt, chest heaving. Blood dripped from his wounds. His gun was raised, but he couldn't pull the trigger. Hygiene. Her name was a prayer and a curse. You're alive. No thanks to you. Tears streamed down her scarred face. You never came looking. You just moved on. I saw your body. Your DNA. The funeral. Lies. All of it. Her gun hand shook. The elder saved me. Put me back together while you built an empire on my grave. Minjun's heart was tearing in half. The woman he'd mourned for 5 years stood before him. Broken. Vengeful. Still beautiful despite the scars. I'm sorry, he whispered. If I'd known. Sorry doesn't erase 5 years of agony. Her scream echoed through the warehouse. Sorry doesn't heal these scars. Sorry doesn't bring back everything I lost. Behind her, Amara was being dragged further away. Minjun could hear her fighting, screaming his name. He had to choose. His past or his future. Hygiene, please. He lowered his gun. Your fight is with me, not her. Let Amara go. She took my place. No one could take your place. His voice cracked. She helped me survive losing you. Hygiene's gun wavered. The elder's voice crackled through her earpiece. Kill him now, or I kill the girl. Her eyes widened. She looked at Minjun. At the gun in her hands. At the man she'd loved, standing defenseless before her. She made her choice. Hygiene spun and shot the elder's man behind Minjun. Then grabbed his arm. The elder has Amara on the roof. There's a helicopter. Go. Hygiene. Go. She shoved him toward the stairs. I'll hold them off. Minjun hesitated for one heartbeat. Then ran. Behind him, Hygiene turned to face the oncoming soldiers. Gun raised. Tears streaming. For you, Minjun, she whispered. Always for you. Minjun took the stairs 3 at a time, his lungs burning, his wounds screaming. Behind him, gunfire echoed through the warehouse. Hygiene's gunfire. Buying him time with her life. He couldn't think about that now. Couldn't think about the woman he'd mourned for 5 years sacrificing herself for the woman he loved now. There would be time for grief later. Right now, there was only Amara. The rooftop door exploded open under his shoulder. Wind whipped around him, cold and violent. A helicopter waited 20 meters away, rotors already spinning, ready for takeoff. And there, silhouetted against the Seoul skyline, stood the elder. His arm locked around Amara's throat. A gun pressed to her temple. Stop right there, Mr. Kong. The elder's voice carried over the rotor noise, calm and cultured. One more step and I paint this rooftop with her brains. Minjun froze, his gun raised, his heart slamming against his ribs. Amara's eyes met his across the distance. She was bruised, bleeding, terrified, but alive. Still alive. Let her go. Minjun's voice was raw. Your fight is with me. With my father's legacy. She has nothing to do with this. The elder laughed. She has everything to do with this. She's the reason you're standing here, bleeding and desperate, instead of safe in your penthouse counting your money. He tightened his grip on Amara's throat. Love makes men stupid. Your father knew that. It's why he eliminated anyone who made him weak. I'm not my father. No. You're worse. The elder's eyes gleamed with decades of hatred. He was a ruthless bastard, but at least he was practical. You've thrown away everything, your empire, your reputation, your safety, for a woman you've known 3 months. Minjun took a careful step forward. What do you want? Money? Power? Take it. Take all of it. Just let her go. You'd give up everything? The elder seemed genuinely surprised. Your father would never. My father was a monster. I'm trying to be better. Amara's heart clenched at his words. Even now, facing death, he was choosing her. Choosing love over power. The elder shook his head slowly. Pathetic. He would be so disappointed. He adjusted his aim toward Minjun. Say goodbye to your... Amara moved. She slammed her head backward into the elder's nose. Cartilage crunched. He staggered, his grip loosening. The gun went off, the bullet whizzing past Minjun's ear by inches. Minjun lunged forward. Tackled the elder. They crashed to the rooftop, grappling for the weapon, rolling dangerously close to the edge. Amara scrambled on hands and knees toward Minjun's discarded gun. Her bound hands closed around the grip. She raised it with trembling arms. Stop. Both men froze. The elder had Minjun pinned, his gun pressed against Minjun's chest. One squeeze and it was over. But Amara's weapon was aimed directly at the elder's head. Let him go, Amara commanded, her voice steadier than she felt. Or I shoot. The elder laughed, blood streaming from his broken nose. You've never killed anyone, girl. You don't have it in you. Maybe not. Her hands stopped shaking. But I've survived poverty. Betrayal. Deportation. I've survived you. Her finger tightened on the trigger. And I'll do whatever it takes to protect the man I love. She fired. The bullet hit the elder's shoulder. He screamed, releasing Minjun, clutching his wound. Minjun moved like lightning. Grabbed the elder by his jacket. And with one powerful shove, sent him over the rooftop edge. The old man's scream faded into the night as he plummeted into the darkness below. Silence. Just the helicopter rotors and the distant sound of dying gunfire from the floors below. Minjun turned to Amara. She dropped the gun, her whole body shaking. Then they were in each other's arms, holding on like the world might end if they let go. You came, Amara sobbed into his chest. Always. He kissed her forehead, her cheeks, her lips, desperate, relieved, alive. I'll always come for you. I thought, when she had the gun, I thought. Shoo. He pulled back, cupping her face, wiping her tears with bloody thumbs. It's over. He's gone. You're safe. But even as he said the words, Minjun knew it wasn't completely over. There was still one more truth waiting in the rubble below. They made their way down through the warehouse, stepping over bodies, moving through smoke and chaos. Minjun's men had won, but the cost was written in blood across every floor. Miss Shin met them on the ground level, her face grim. Sir. There's something you need to see. They found Hygiene slumped against a wall near the west entrance. Bullet holes decorated the concrete around her. Blood pooled beneath her body, spreading slowly across the floor. She was still alive. Barely. Minjun dropped to his knees beside her, taking her hand. It was cold, so cold. Hygiene. Hold on. We'll get you help. Don't. She coughed, blood bubbling at her lips. It's too late. I knew it would be. Why? His voice cracked. Why did you save me? She smiled, weak and sad, the anger finally drained from her eyes. Because I remembered. Who we were before the MAFIA. Before the money. Before it all went wrong. Her gaze drifted to Amara, who stood a few feet away, tears streaming down her face. Take care of him. He's not as strong as he pretends. Amara knelt beside them, her bound hands reaching for Hygiene's. I will. I promise. Hygiene looked back at Minjun, her breathing growing shallow. I'm sorry. For all of it. I was so angry. So broken. I'm sorry too. Tears fell freely down his face now. I should have looked for you. I should have known. Shoo. She touched his cheek with trembling fingers. In another life, maybe we got it right. Her eyes fluttered closed. Her hand fell. Hygiene was gone. Minjun bowed his head, silent sobs racking his body. Amara held him as he mourned, the woman he'd once loved, the woman who'd saved them both in the end. Around them, his men stood in respectful silence. Whatever Hygiene had been, enemy, victim, weapon, she died a hero. The next few days blurred together like watercolors in rain. Police investigations. Hospital visits. Burying the dead. Minjun's empire shook but didn't fall. The elder's evidence was destroyed in the warehouse fire that consumed the building. Yuri, faced with the full truth of what her scheming had enabled, fled to Japan. Exile was better than what Minjun